Alright, hello everyone, welcome to another episode on Rubik's Academy. In the last lesson, I already went through with you how a chart behaves, what a chart is like. Now if you find that explanation too short or it is not not lengthy enough for you to understand, you can either rewatch the video, play it again, or what can happen is that you can actually subscribe to our complete foundation course on Udemy, alright, where you actually get to sit down, watch the video, and go even more in depth on how these candles work. Okay, now today we're gonna go through a very commonly used indicator. Give me a moment, let me just set it up. Okay, so we left off here at the last time, right, in the last episode. So this is what we call a chart. Alright, this is what we call a chart. So I think the important thing now is find out which indicator we're talking about today. We are going to talk about this thing called a stochastic oscillator. Okay, stochastic oscillator, I'm not going to go into the math of it because that's not the point of these lessons. It's not to confuse you even further than you're already confused. But just know that the stochastic oscillator is an indicator that a lot of traders use to detect oversold or overbought conditions. Okay, now it's a very simple oscillator. A lot of people like to use it in many different ways, but honestly the best way to use it is to use it like how everyone else is using it. In trading, my honest belief is that there is no secret sauce. There's no need to be the special one or the unique one. What you want is to be able to predict what your counterparty is doing. What you want is to be able to predict what your counterparty is doing. If you're buying, you want to know what the sellers are thinking. If you're selling, you want to know what the buyers are thinking. So there's no need to be too special. I think I mentioned this point in one of the previous lessons. You can go back and watch it. But basically, there's no need to be too special. Okay. Now, this is the TradingView chart. To add an indicator is extremely simple, right? So you can click on this FX here, just click on it, and then you can see that I already favorited some indicators here. We'll talk about them in the future lessons, but today we're talking about stochastic. So let's go straight into that. Alright, just click on this. Okay, right, I click it 3 times, so 3 pop up. So that is just to remind you not to click it too many times. Once, and then exit the menu, you will see it on the chart. So simple, right? Let's say there's too many, just click on it, press delete on your keyboard, and that's it. Okay, so you can see that this is the stochastic oscillator. I'm gonna widen it. Okay, it's actually very simple to use. Okay, there is only 2 lines, and there's only 2 lines for you to take note of. All right, the first one is the is the 80 level. All right, I'm gonna put it as star. I'm gonna put it as red color. Okay, make it a little bit bolder. All right, 80 level. Then you have the 20 level. Okay, this I'm going to use green. Okay, so you can see there's a 20 and an 80 level. Now basically whenever the lines go above 80, it means that the asset is overbought, so it's heating up, it needs to cool down. Okay, whenever it goes dips below 20, it indicates that the asset is oversold. So a lot of people at this point will go like, wow, Jeffrey, that's so easy. I just need to sell here and buy here, sell here and buy here. Now here's a disclaimer. Obviously, there are times where the indicator fails. Okay, it doesn't succeed all the time. Okay, and even if it does succeed, it's impossible to predict how much further price will go before it cools down, because if you just look at the charts, okay, sometimes price can go up for a bit more, okay, before it actually, okay, you can see using the cross, All right, you can see that price actually went up a bit more before it started to come down. Okay, all right. So doesn't mean that you should be shorting every single time or selling every single time it crosses the 80. But here's the thing. Okay, all right. You can see over here. This is a very good example, right? Even though it went above 80, but prices continue to go up. In fact, it gapped up here. Okay, it gapped up here. So if you try to sell here, if you try to sell around here, okay, you would have lost money because it gapped up, and of course it continued going up after that. Okay, so these indicators are not to be taken at face value. They are not to be taken at face value. What you're supposed to do with them is to use it as one of the complementary criteria to entering a trade. It should not be the final, it should not be the sole criteria. Okay, it should be one of many criteria, and there should be other more important criteria that you use to enter into a trade. All right, this should not be the only one, this should not be the final one. Okay, now this is the stochastic oscillator. It's very commonly used. I'm not gonna go into the math of how it is derived. I'm not gonna go into the statistical iterations or the statistical variations of this formula. What is the formula? I think that's not why you're watching this video, although it's called a beginner's edition. But I'm not supposed to confuse you guys. I'm just supposed to go straight to the point, tell you what people are using, and tell you how to read it. Okay, and this is one of the simplest indicators to use. In fact, TA, although it comprises of many lines and numbers, is actually one of the simplest indicators around. One of the, if you ask me TA versus FA, TA is actually simpler than FA. That is my take. You can have your own take. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. Very short one. Thank you very much. My name is Jefford Lim from Rubik's Academy. Download our mobile app. Follow us on our YouTube, follow us on Facebook. We don't just offer stock lessons. I offer stock lessons, but of course there are other experts from other organizations that offer other lessons, and they are all listed on the Rubik's app. So the Rubik's app is like an aggregator for education, right? We list all of the adult courses, and you can decide which courses you want to take and which courses you don't want to take. Simple. All right. Thank you very much. My name is Jefford Lim from Rubik's Academy. Thank you.